Junho and Yoona caught holding hands in Paris, the moment that changed everything. What if the moment the world had been waiting for had already happened? What if the question fans asked for years, are they, or aren't they, was finally answered not with words, but with a single, undeniable gesture? Last night, that question erupted across the globe when Junho and Yoona were seen walking through the glowing streets of Paris. Hand in hand. Not for a scene. Not for a drama. Not for a commercial. But as two people moving through the night like a couple trying, and failing, to hide a truth too powerful to contain. This is the story of that moment. A moment that shattered silence, ignited the internet, and left fans breathless. Hold on tight, KDrama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The sighting that shook the industry. It happened on a quiet Parisian street just after sunset. The city was lit in warm gold, the Eiffel Tower glowing faintly in the distance, and the winter air carried the kind of stillness where secrets whisper louder than words. A small group of tourists first noticed them. Two familiar silhouettes. Two figures dressed simply, almost too simply, for icons of their magnitude. But then the truth revealed itself. Yoona's fingers slipped into Junho's. And his hand tightened around hers with a familiarity that could not be staged. They walked with slow confidence, side by side, bodies gently brushing, like people who had walked together many times before. There was no distance between them. No awkwardness. Only a quiet, natural intimacy. The witnesses described the scene as surreal. No security. No entourage. Just two global stars walking as if the world did not exist. A camera captures the moment. The grainy video footage, now viral across every major platform, was captured by a passerby who froze in disbelief before raising their phone. The clip shows Junho leaning in to speak to Yoona. She laughs softly. And as she does, she squeezes his hand, their fingers interlocked in a way that is impossible to mistake. There was no staged pose. No acting. Just warmth. Connection. And the unmistakable body language of a man who cares deeply for the woman walking beside him. When the video ended, the silence was replaced by a storm. The internet erupts within minutes, a global frenzy ignited. Comment sections overflowed. Fan theories resurfaced with a vengeance. Old interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, award show interactions, everything was suddenly re-examined under a new, electric light. For years, fans noticed the glances they exchanged. The quiet smiles. The gentle respect. The chemistry that seemed too real to be acting. But never, until now, had there been proof. The Paris footage was different. It was not a performance. It was not scripted. It was real life unfolding in front of an unsuspecting audience. Insiders react within the industry, whispers grew louder. Reports emerged that both Junho and Yoona had chosen Paris as a getaway, far from cameras, far from schedules, far from the constant scrutiny of Seoul. One insider remarked, "They have always been close. What you saw in that video, it is not new. It is just the first time the world has seen it." Another source added, "They walk together the way people do when the world feels heavy, and they find comfort in each other." And suddenly, the pieces fit. Their synchronized schedules. Their shared trips abroad. Their rare but meaningful acknowledgments of each other in interviews. For years, the public had only seen fragments. Now, Paris connected them all. A secret relationship in plain sight. Fans quickly remembered how their chemistry skyrocketed during previous collaborations. The subtle touches. The quiet mic adjustments Junho would do for Yoona. The way she would always glance at him before answering certain questions. It was as if the signs had been scattered everywhere, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to be understood. That moment arrived on a Parisian night. How they walked tells everything. Body language experts analyzed the clip, and the conclusions were unanimous. Junho's protective posture, slightly leaning toward Yoona as they walked, suggested deep familiarity. Yoona's relaxed shoulders and unguarded smile indicated comfort and trust, not the nervousness of two people trying to avoid suspicion. They did not walk like colleagues. They did not walk like friends. They walked like partners. Partners who had learned to survive in the shadows. Partners who, for a few minutes under the Paris sky, allowed themselves the freedom to be seen. The question now: what happens next? Will they confirm what the world already believes? Will they retreat back into silence? Or was this moment, this quiet, glowing, hand-in-hand walk, their way of telling the world without saying a single word? For now, one thing is certain. The image of Junho and Yoona walking through Paris like a couple is no longer rumor, no longer speculation, no longer fanfiction. It is real. Undeniable. And unforgettable. The world may have expected a statement. Instead, it received something far more powerful. A gesture. A moment. A revelation captured in the golden light of Paris. And it is a moment that fans, the industry, and the entire world will remember for a long time. The decision they made in that second. For a moment, they paused on the pavement. A soft breeze moved Yoona's hair, and the glow from the street lamps curved around them like a spotlight they had never asked for. Junho looked at Yoona. Yoona looked at him. And in that silent exchange, a decision formed. Not spoken out loud, but understood with absolute clarity. They would not run. They would not deny. They would not tear their hands apart just because a camera caught their truth. Instead, they continued walking. Slowly. Deliberately. Still hand in hand. A single gesture that became a message. Let them see. Let them wonder. Let the world decide what it wants. But we will not hide tonight. The dinner that followed a private moment reveals a deeper truth. After disappearing around a corner, witnesses say the couple slipped into a small bistro tucked between two quiet Parisian streets. No reservations. No entourage. Just a spontaneous escape from the cameras that had found them earlier. Inside, the lighting was warm, dim, almost golden. The waiter who served them described their interaction with a quiet, almost reverent tone. They sat close, he said. They spoke softly. They smiled often. He watched her like he cared deeply. And she looked at him like she trusted him. It was real. Very real. Junho reportedly pulled out her chair, a gesture small yet telling. Yoona brushed his sleeve when she laughed. He checked if she was warm enough, adjusting her coat slightly as she leaned in to whisper something back. There was no tension. No awkwardness. Just the relaxed intimacy of two people who had walked this emotional path for far longer than anyone imagined. The conversation that changed the night. Multiple insiders confirmed that this dinner was not simply romantic, it was pivotal. An important conversation unfolded. Not about their careers. Not about their current schedule. But about what was waiting for them when they returned home. The video. The headlines. The questions. The scrutiny. Junho placed his hands on the table, leaning forward, speaking quietly but firmly. Whatever happens, he said, we face it together. Yoona's eyes reportedly filled with emotion, but she did not look away. She nodded, not as an idol, but as a woman who understood the cost of love in a world built on watching, judging, and dissecting every detail of their lives. The silent agreement they will not let fear win. For years, both had lived in the delicate balance between public expectation and private truth. Every rumor, every whisper, every stolen glance captured by fans had been a test of patience and restraint. But Paris changed something. The walk changed something. The captured moment changed everything. Tonight, they made a decision. Not to announce. Not to explain. Not to confirm. But not to deny either. Not anymore. If the world saw them walking hand in hand, then perhaps, just perhaps, it was time to let the truth breathe. The next morning the world erupts and they face it together by sunrise. Their moment had gone global. Photos circled every platform. Videos spread with millions of views. Comment sections exploded with emotion, shock, joy, disbelief, nostalgia, hope. But while the world spiraled, Junho and Yoona faced a different morning. A quiet breakfast in their hotel. 2 warm cups of coffee. A shared silence filled not with fear but with certainty. Whatever came next, they had already made their peace. They would walk through the storm the same way they walked through the Paris night. Hand in hand.